everyone. How is everyone doing on this actually Sunday? So I'm doing my podcast on this Sunday, September 7th, 2024. Today was a different day. It's just, I feel the absence of my wife, honestly. I miss her more than ever. And besides that, what else? Well, it was U.S. Open final. I went to Zeppelin Hall. I was supposed to go golfing after, but then for some fucking reason the game started late. Instead of two, it started at like 2:45, 2:40, and then it was still fucking cloudy, and I'm like, I was. I mean, I had my golf T-shirt on and everything. After I told my wife, there's a chance that I'll go to the golf course, but I didn't because I wanted to actually watch the game, watch the fucking tennis game final, and it was an interesting game. But when it's football season, which had just started, so nobody really cares in America about tennis, even though it's U.S. Open, right? Um, and I just cooked some, potatoes for the rest of the week. I like my potatoes with the breakfast, eggs. And I slept so fucking long today. It's unbelievable. I woke up around like 9:30, right? I didn't do anything yesterday, and I I was just watching shows and all that, and then my wife called me, and I was up at 9:30, and I was trying to go back to sleep, and then I couldn't, and I would just watch something, I think, and then I woke up close to like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was having these fucking weird fucking dreams about my first job in the mountains, and my dead uncle, you know. And then I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just here again being a fucking lunatic. That's what I feel like. And I think I had my fucking stomach just fucking, I feel like it just blew. And you know what? You know why? Because I drank that fucking coffee I got from Dunkin' Donuts. I drank it like 3 minutes. You can't do that, sir. It's like, I think coffee, because it's caffeine, it's like, drinking like fucking 40% proof, right? Vodka, whatever. Like it's taking a fucking shot of fucking vodka, but that's this big, right? You can't do that. So that's what I did. Fucking, what do you call it? With coffee, iced coffee, and I feel like it just gave me a stomach ache, after. I had my leftovers, I came here, I had ordered some fucking Vietnamese soup, right? And then guess what happens yesterday, right? Jesus fucking Christ. So I order from Grubhub delivery, right? From this Sagan, whatever the Sagan bistro is, right? And then I realized the fucking guy is not coming, you know? So I called that number, Grubhub number, right? And first of all, they're not even responding to me. I mean, they're picking up the phone, but I can't hear what the fuck the guy is saying, right? And I go down like a chickenless, yeah, chickenless, not chickenless, sorry, like a headless fucking chicken. I'm going down and I'm walking up and, down on fucking Chapel Avenue. Where is this fucking guy? My wife's on the phone. And then I'm like, fuck this guy, come up here. I'm like, cause it was, it just already started raining. And like, it had already rained because there was fucking thunderstorms and all that, right? In any case, so it's 9 o'clock. My wife is going to be calling me and it's anytime she's in the mountains. Her mom's okay. Um, but she's there for her. Once again, I have to thank you all of you, for every one of you, my family, friends, for asking. That's what makes us human, right? Otherwise, what we are, what are we? Like fucking humanoid robots, right? Machines. Except that we have empathy and sympathy. Um, and where was I? I fucking lost the chain of thought. I'm sorry, apologize. But so then I come upstairs, right, and I'm like, I fuck this, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna basically order the same. I had ordered that pho, the chicken pho, the Vietnamese soup, noodle soup, and I'm like, I'm gonna order that again through another, like one of those fucking Uber Eats. No, no, I use DoorDash, right? But before that, I'm like, all right, let me at least get the fucking money because this guy never showed up, right? All right, to make the long fucking story short, all right. The point I'm trying to make is that I'm not trying to make any fucking point, but when I called the number again and some guy was like getting angry at me, like, sir, I mean, I never got my food here, and the guy's like, listen, man, what do you want us to do? The driver got into a fucking accident, and I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do? I'm sorry, but what do you want me to do? Like, do whatever the fuck you need to do. And he hung up on me. Like, holy shit. And then later on, my wife called me later on. And I told her the story, and then it's like, man, I hope the guy's okay, because how did he get into a fucking accident? But you never know. This is fucking life, man. You know. And in any case, so I had an X-ray done for my fucking, this numbness in my fucking finger, right, index finger. I don't want to like go into too much detail, but it seemed like I have to do some fucking exercise and all that. All right. So, and then I was thinking about, just we all are just fucking just these bodies, and we talk about, we think about actually our minds and brains, mind is the overarching software above our brain, right? And then we think that we are actually somehow more than these fucking machines, biological machines, which we are not. The more I realize that you know what I am is my fucking body, my neurochemistry in my fucking brain, what I eat, means what I ingest, and how my body has developed. Maybe I have some fucking, lack of, I don't know, some of the dopamine or whatever the fuck, when you're drinking hard, then the next morning you depleted of your fucking serotonin and all this, all that, right? But they don't take the fucking SSRIs, right? Select serotonin uptake inhibitors, whatever the fuck they are called, right? In any case, so to make the long story short, so that's what happened. All right. So I, DoorDash, no problem. They delivered. Grubhub, okay. I'm not promoting one fucking platform for the other. All right. Just a fucking, disaster. All right. At the age of 52, I had to fucking deal with this and I had to talk about this instead of something positive. You know, first fucking world problems. All right, everyone. So, I'm going to basically just watch something and pass the fuck out. And I went to Zeppelin Hall, the beer garden, to watch the fucking, what do you call, tennis. Zeppelin Hall was full, but it's just that my whole like fucking plan changed because I wanted to get the fuck out of there by 4:30. That's when the game was supposed to end. And then I was supposed to go at 4:30 or 4:40, right? 4:45. And I was supposed to go drive 15 minutes to the golf course. And then it didn't happen. And now I'm like, what the fuck? Again, all these are because of what? All these are because of change in a lot of fucking plans that happen. All right. What am I complaining about? I don't know what the fuck I'm complaining about. All these things. You just heard me. All right. Let's just talk about something more calm and positive. Let's just try to stay positive. All right. Um, I don't know. I mean, I like to talk about a lot of otherworldly topics that I don't have any fucking clue about, right? It's just that my monkey mind sometimes, you know, takes that excursion, right, into those realms and into those fucking not so, what do you call, three-dimensional fucking, you know, whatever the fuck happens on this fucking planet in our lives, right? So what is that, sir? Well, and I'm hoping that this would be one of my, you know, topics. Well, if I ever do fucking stand up one of those open mics, right? What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? All right. All right. So, like I'm talking to myself in this fucking podcast, right? And I'm like, well, I can't do that. Okay. For that, you had to be fucking prepared. You had to prepare something, some sort of a fucking topic, right? And then you had to basically present that, right, in a way that is funny to the audience, right? And at some point in the past, I was just depressed. My wife was here too, and And I was sort of depressed, and I was thinking about, like, what the fuck am I doing with this podcast? Like, nobody listens to it, anyways. I don't have any fucking audience. And what's the point? You know, am I achieving something through this, or am I trying to achieve something through this? I have a fucking idea. It's just that I should not be too depressed. You know why? Because, and I don't want to sound like a guy who's going to basically just like close his channel, YouTube channel, and like, man, I'm just too fucking depressed, because nobody listens to me, or it's like I've been doing this. It's as if I like I've been just talking to myself for a long fucking time, years and years. Yeah, well, I've been talking to these fucking walls, on the couch and the whatever, right? Life is not easy here. And I was just talking to my wife today, and it's like, I'm thinking about my friends and how lonely this fucking world is, man. You and obviously I feel it more because, I have someone who loves me, I have someone I love, right? And again, I feel her not being here, more than I ever felt. You know, I love her and I miss her. And then not trying to like solve the problems of this fucking world, or that, but I have to, in my, in my logical mind and thinking, and look at this fucking world where we are now. Are we better than what we were when we were fucking monkeys, or when we were just hunting, hunter gatherers, right? With the advancement in technology we have, everything, we can watch anything we want. We can basically just fucking, to an extent, in the Western world, right? We can basically just pretty much in our own fucking lives do whatever the fuck we want. I'm not saying that like, you can basically get on a fucking yacht and right, fucking, you know, go around Manhattan in your fucking, boat and, impress people. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that I think the Western world has become skewed in its sort of like setup of the society, has like gone sort of extremely like individualistic. I think that's what it is. And then the unhappiness and all the problems that come with, us living these extremely lonely fucking lives. Didn't they actually start a fucking, what do you call, a department of loneliness, some fucking government agency, right? But that is a real thing. That is a real like issue, and it's like, we are kicking this dirt under the carpet without talking about like these things. Like, I'm pretty sure there are other topics, but this is one of the topics. It's like, and and somehow the society has been on its own in a natural or unnatural way has come to this point, you know, where this individualistic life has become just like norm, and and also I think, you know, none of us, like I don't have any kids, and many of my friends, you know, none of my siblings except for my brother and one of my other sisters. And I'm not preaching to any choir, but I'm just saying that what the fuck have actually become, you know? And I'm asking that question to myself, not to like, not to anyone, and I'm not judging anyone for their own lives and you know how they live, but I'm like, is this what actually we are? Is this like going to be fucking Blade Runner 2 point or 3.0 in a real sense, that in 15 years, maybe 20 years, 50 years, and we are not going to have any other fucking human beings. It's all going to be filled with robots, and it would be a fucking, you know, sort of a memory of the past for us humans to interact with other humans, and what the fuck is going to left of this fucking planet. I think extinction is coming. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be negative here, but I think this is the beginning of the extinction of humans on this fucking planet. And and I'm not. That's not. Again, you know, like if it's not my problem. I'm just like, you know, I'm just throwing a fucking, you know, idea out there, and and I don't know what the fuck the new generation, you know, generation that came after us, Generation Y, came after X. Is that what it is? Generation Z, or the fuck millennials. I think millennials are more confused than us. Well, somehow we, Generation X people, got also confused because somehow, I mean, I'm just looking at my own fucking life, you know, I'm looking at my own fucking life. I'm just looking at this fucking screen. But I just had this idealistic notion. I think when I came to America, I had this idealistic notion that, oh, I'm going to school and I'll find somebody right after school or maybe in the school, and we'll be together for the rest of our lives and this and that, blah blah blah, right? But no, it just didn't happen, and then I just went the other way. I'm not saying that I went. I just was disappointed. Yeah, a lot of things happened. Fucking 9/11 happened, which is also anniversary is coming up, right? And things didn't go as planned, sir. Well, and here I am having problems with my fucking body, right? I'm 52. Um, I don't want to go on and on about my podcast, but I guess, you know, whoever is listening to my podcast, three of you out there, and it's kind of depressing. There's only three people listening to me, right? And and it's not my problem, but it is my problem in a sense that like individually, like if I look at my life, right? Okay, so 10 years from now, where am I going to be? You see, like, this is just like some of us, our like parents, and I don't blame my mother as much as I can say that my father is the most educated in this, but he didn't have that skill to, I guess, just give us this scenario, and where you want to be in 10 years from now. It's like, I don't want to blame him too much because he's fucking old. But, and I don't have that fucking creative mind to, to, to say to myself, yeah, man, where you want to be? Or I just, I think I just went too much with the fucking flow and being in New York. It was like, yeah, you just gotta live your life, man. Who cares about like having you know, uh, a life of like a picket fence and a dog and two kids, and I think that just became a distant dream for people, someone like me, and I and now now I feel like I'm sort of old, you know. I've lived half of my life and never really like realized that, oh yeah, man, where are you going? Where are you going with your fucking life? And then I guess somehow COVID sort of like did it for me, sort of opened my eyes. Yeah, I have a lot of fucking COVID debt and all that. And then the fucking problem with it, this apartment, and that gives me a lot of fucking grief too. But in any case, I just want to finish the chain of my thought on the topic I was talking about. That where we are now in this time of some sort of a discussion about fucking AI that's gonna fucking rise and it's gonna do this and do that. I mean, is this really where the machine is gonna meet the flesh, right? Isn't that something that someone maybe predicted it? I don't fucking know who did it. Who did it? Did it? I can't even fucking say these words. That's what happened when you start drinking at fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I'm glad I didn't drink too much. I had just like fucking one and a half beer, and then I came home and I had leftovers, and I took a nap. But in any case, cooked my potatoes. But in any case, so just to finish my take on human civilization, I think it's just kind of bleak if you think about it. It's sort of bleak because here's the fucking problem, right? Yeah, I'm not saying that we all should, you know, hustle back to our traditional lives, and we should basically betroth, be in betroth with somebody. It doesn't matter. But I'm not saying that. Yeah, that's also a fucking problem, right? If you go, if you don't get along, well, oh yeah, oh my god, my fucking god, better leave alone than being with somebody in a fucking miserable relationship, right? But also, you had a compromise. But the okay, so what's the point I'm trying to fucking make here? I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that maybe this is not the society that we wanted, you know. And I think we have to actually step back and think back, you know. Is this Is this like the fucking happiest times or the best times for us humans on this fucking planet? Yeah, that's a loaded question, but and I'm not trying to be the fucking, some sort of a messiah or anyone, and if anything, I just have to look at my own life. I mean, I feel like I'm part of this, disaster that we created somehow, and it's not good for our health. I don't think so. It's not good for our well-being. It's not good for our fucking future. It's not like good for anything. I mean, it's just a fucking weird phenomenon we are in right now. Is that what these fucking aliens want? That they want to make us extinct through whatever the fuck means, right? No, they are not fucking aliens. All right, there may be, but we can't actually we can't meet them. They can't come here. All right, they cannot come here because the distances are too fucking huge. All right. So I'm sorry, I just went on a fucking tantrum of like fucking whatever the topic I went on, right? But it's just that I feel like the Western world has to somehow. Sorry, my wife. You know, hello, hello. Say I'm doing my podcast. Okay, sorry. Yeah, well, I'm just finishing. Okay, I'll call you back. Okay. So, so what's the corrective measure here? What's the corrective action? I don't know. I think if anything, the human civilization has to basically, I think, go through this period with our, including my generation. I think we are at the fucking tail end. And millennials, I think they're also confused. I think, and I'm hoping that the generation after that comes, they may say, fuck this, we are humans. We want to actually interact more with humans, and we want to sort of like live this human life, and we don't want to like fucking watch too much fucking porn, and we don't want to fucking, wreck our lives you know, with living this idealistic sort of in our mind, in idealistic when I say, because I think that the biggest this is one of the fucking biggest root causes that I realize, and based on my own fucking experiences. Okay, why I actually became such a fucking lunatic for such a long time. Well, I have obviously, I was treated. I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know, victimized, act like a victimized. But yeah, 9/11 was a big thing for us. I'm from northern Pakistan, this and that. But even then, what went wrong and this and that. I don't want to fucking, exhume, all bodies. But what I'm trying to say is that we have somehow, you know, in the Western world, these kids, because I've been through this from the age of 28. I wasn't here at an early age, earlier than 28, but I was young enough, I think, young enough and also not young. But then I had to basically fucking start from fucking scratch, dating and everything, like, and when you are disheartened, this is one of the fucking root cause. Disheartened, not disheartened, but I mean, of course, like if somebody doesn't like you, right, then obviously, it's the same thing as you don't like somebody else. All right, it's the same fucking thing. All right, so uh, and then the disheartening turns into fucking distrust, and then you don't trust people, and including relationships, be it woman or man, or and this fucking thing drags on and on until you feel like, oh, I'm gonna find that one fucking ideal match for life, and that just doesn't happen, right? And then you become this person at the end of that whole struggle, right? Let's say by the end of your 30s, you're like, fuck it, I don't care, And I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe that's what you should be when you're young. But then, you're young and you're excited, and you want to basically get out there and be successful in your work and in your relationships, and that whole fucking thing, the distrust, you know, between one person and the other person, and trying to find that one fucking ideal relationship. All right, and that's one of the root causes of this fucking contemporary society. All right, and then you're like, and then you're at, again, without repeating myself, then you're at a point where you're like, oh fuck it, man, I just, I would rather be by myself, and I'm not trying to be someone who is saying that we should be like a, coherent society, and maybe we should be a coherent society, but are we at a point where it's not going to work and we cannot be coherent, and just everything is going to fucking fall apart, and we the civilization, the next civilization of fucking monkeys are going to basically arise. All right, maybe this is our extinction, not because of dinosaurs or fucking nuclear wars, or just our own, like this take of uh, life, which is right now at a stagnant, when it comes to like human population and all that, and the society has become this distrusting, you know society between humans, among humans, starting with relationship, and that has created this fucking whole big void or fucking black hole in the human society. All right, and then and that may be where we are now. We are at the fucking, at the edge of this fucking black hole, where we are basically just falling in there, and then we're falling in, and where the fuck we're gonna come out, I have no fucking idea. But somehow we know where we're gonna come out. That fucking black hole is that in 200 years we want to be extinct because of this lack of even kids. All right, and kids are not just produced because of lack of sex, but also because why would you want to produce a kid? Because it's just so fucking hard to actually raise a kid. But that whole fucking idea is also fucked up. All right, and that also actually puts us again into this fucking thinking and this whole fucking idea of, yeah, this society is not fit to have fucking kids, or these people, they don't even have fucking any trust in relationships, so you think they want to have kids with each other? See that? I don't fucking know. So this is when the fucking machines are going to take over, and I'm not trying to be negative here, but I think we are, as humans, are at a very unhappiest time of our lives in general in society. Yeah, I may be happy, you may be happy for doing something, and And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be ungrateful. I'm not trying to be, someone who's an asshole who basically just like lived his life partying in New York and all that. But yeah, I did that because I was fucking lonely. You know what? I was trying to find some relationship, meaningful relationship that never came to me. All right. And I'm pretty sure you all feel the same way, right? But then whose fault is it? I think it's all of us. All right. It's all of us. So at this point in time, I'm going to basically close my podcast. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just ranting too much. Maybe that's some of the things are true that I said. And I think us, Generation X, we are at a point where I think we are done. If we have lived a half of our life the way we have lived, then we are done. I hope that the next generation, two generations after us, they're going to basically look at this fucking society, and I'm pretty sure they are. And it's like I hope that things are going to be better for them. They live a more human life. But then which choir again I'm preaching to? Because now they are more involved, engulfed, involved, attuned, every fucking other word you can use with fucking technology more than us. So good luck, you all out there, and I'm going to basically sign off. All right, everyone, I'll see you all. Have a great weekend and beginning of the week.